Arts and Culture Minister Nathi Mthethwa says that a process is currently underway to have the BoKaap declared a national heritage site. Well, the BoKaap is situated in the heart of Cape Town and is steeped in history, including being the birthplace of Islam in South Africa. For more on this story, we speak to Osman Shabodien from the BoKaap community. Of course, he is the leader in the community. A very good evening to you, sir. We thank you very much for your time. Essentially, how has the community received the news by the Arts and Culture Department in having declared the BoKaap a national heritage site here in South Africa?
Well, good evening. I think the community have received the news with great delight. I think it's one of the steps in the road to getting the BoKaap declared a national heritage site. I think one of the sad parts of it is we're already about 200 and odd years old as a community, and we're only looking at it, the authorities are only looking at it right now. So we're hoping that the minister will take the fight forward, and we will definitely be declared a national heritage site soon.
Yeah, definitely. We also know, the BoKaap is described to have this huge, rich cultural history, specifically in South Africa, also dating back to the times of apartheid. It can be described as a colorful place, covered in cobblestones. But we do understand that the community does have concerns about, the changes and developments that are happening in and around the BoKaap with regards to land being bought by foreign investors, as well as apartments being built in the area. Take us through some of the community's concerns.
Yeah, you must remember BoKaap is situated in the heart of Cape Town, central. So it's a very attractive little location for every investor that wants to come to Cape Town and build something. Unfortunately, the authorities that be the City Council of late and early did not actually recognize the BoKaap as one of the jewels in the crown, because you must also remember BoKaap is a big touristic area, and this is one of the draws that come to BoKaap as saying, what will we do without a BoKaap in Cape Town, and what does the BoKaap means to Cape Town as a whole, and the whole of South Africa for that matter. I think one of the things that we must bring to the BoKaap is one of the few places that still have a living heritage that you don't find anywhere quite easily. You find the people still around. We're not only looking at architecture, we're not only looking at the cobblestones, we're looking at the food, the whole way of life, the culture, the traditions in BoKaap itself. That is still there. And we have the obligation to protect it. And this is one of the reasons why declaring it as a national heritage site, not only from a physical point of view, but also from a cultural and a living heritage point of view. It will make it possible for us to preserve BoKaap well into the future. Yeah. I think that is what we are aiming for. The other challenges that we have, you must remember it's not very cheap to stay in BoKaap. Every new development brings a price to it, and it basically punishes the people that stay there with high costs like rates, for instance. And where the other part of the coin, that why we are happy that the minister came, is to look at how we can look at how to reduce that rate in accordance to the Rates Act. And this is something that we will explore and go into the future. I think the nicest part of the whole visit of the minister was that he came to BoKaap. We basically highlighted 3 projects that we need to tackle, but besides declaring it a national heritage site. And the 3 projects is the old stables, which is about 200-300 years old, the old fire station, which is one of the first fire stations in Cape Town, the Cape Colony for that matter. That's going to be restored, and of course making our little museum a people's museum. And I think that is exciting because it gives us a partnership with the minister and its Department of Arts and Culture to do something in the future. But we're not going to let it rest there. I think too much too much have flowed under that bridge in order for us to leave things. We're going to keep on the pressure. We're going to make sure that we partner with the art and culture to make things happen. So that's exactly where we are at now.
Just very briefly, as some of the protests in and around the BoKaap have been gaining momentum, you've also had the backing of the likes of Hollywood actor Hakeem Kai Kazim, who we believe is actually a resident within the BoKaap. He's also been showing his support. But we also heard, some of the comments from other residents coming through. They've been putting the blame on former Cape Town Mayor Patricia de Lille, saying that under her leadership, if she had signed this as a historic preservation overlay zone, then we wouldn't have been having these issues that we are having today.
That is the most unfortunate thing. I think, I like to call her Patricia no good because she formed a party called Good. I think she have lost the freedom of BoKaap. And it's a historical fact, and it's in the Bowman report too, that a person like Patricia have kept back the heritage overlay zone because she'd encouraged developing like what we're seeing now in the block developer and also that one in Strand Street. And, history will be the best judge. But as far as we and BoKaap is concerned, we don't have much sympathy for Patricia.
Thank you very much for talking to us this evening, Mr. Osman Shabodien from the BoKaap community. Of course, he is a community leader there, just giving us some of the community reactions of the BoKaap, set to be announced as a national heritage site, as well as also the community's concerns about gentrification currently in the area.